One เลยนะ Okay, Anna.
Okay. Question number 1 from Florida, United States, from Frank Collins. I've had a problem in my meditation for many years with energy building up in my head. It builds up into a giant ball of pressure and very negative emotions start to arise in that area. It connects to a channel travel down to the right side of my body through my right lung and liver. There are problems in those areas too. I was doing a technique where I would just watch the emotions in the head arise and fall. But my heart started to hurt to a point where I was afraid I was going to have a heart attack. I also talked to Bhikkhu Tadisaro about this. He told me to drain the energy down into the chest. I was a bit successful with this once, but when the energy came down into the chest, it seemed to have moved over into the heart and started causing problems there. Any advice from her?
Well, if this only happened when he start meditation, or is this the thing that happens to him all the time? Did he say?
He never said. During meditation.
If it's during meditation, it means the mind react to the process of meditation, because the defilement generally doesn't like to be put to be still. The defilement like action. So when you control the action of the defilement, it will react strongly and will cause all these experiences. When you meditate, you should ignore all this experience. Just focus on your meditation object. If you use mindfulness, just focus on your breathing and don't worry about all these things that happening to the body. Then if your mind becomes fully concentrated, then all these things will disappear. It's something that the mind cannot do anything about, so just disregard them.
So all the pressure,
everything,
just,
yeah.
And he's not going to have a heart attack.
Well, if it's going to have a heart attack, you cannot stop it. Yeah. If anything's going to happen to the body, there's nothing the mind can do about it.
So the energy will regulate by itself, is it? Or
whatever it is, that doesn't matter. When you meditate, your goal is to make your mind calm. Your mind can only be calm if your mind disregards the body.
Okay. Question number 2 from Kentucky, United States, from Lawrence. Is it harmful to meditate on the sublime attitudes if you already practice body contemplation through Putto and Kammatthana meditation?
When you meditation for calm, you need to have one meditation object. You can use a mantra if you recite the name of the Buddha, Bhutto, Bhutto, or you can focus on your breathing. Just be focused on one object. Then your mind will enter into calm. You can choose the kind of meditation object you like, which suitable and bear result. If you use the sublime state and it makes your mind peaceful and calm, use it. If you use the breathing and makes your mind calm, use your breathing. If you use the mantra and makes your mind calm, use the mantra. But use one object.
It relates to the next question. I have heard to stick with one form of meditation. Does this mean only use body contemplation?
Now, contemplation is different from concentration. Concentration, you need the mind to be one-pointed, to be concentrated. So you need something to concentrate the mind, like your breathing or a mantra. Then you will get concentration. As far as contemplation, you want to contemplate on the nature of things that you are attached to, like your body. Right now you don't see the true nature of the body. So you want to contemplate according to the truth that the Buddha has discovered, that the body is impermanent. It rises and ceases. It is born, then it will get old, get sick and die. This is body contemplation. Understand the nature of the body, and then you can then get rid of your attachment, which is due to your delusion, not seeing the true nature of the body. Our delusion will make us think that the body will live on and on, that will not get sick, get old, or die. So we have to get rid of this delusion by continually contemplating on the true nature of the body, that the body is constantly dying, it's moving closer to death every day, and there's nothing you can prevent or stop it from doing that. So the only thing you can do is to leave it alone. If you want to be free and not be sick, be hurt by the dissolution of the body. That's the purpose of body contemplation, to make you not be hurt by the dissolution of the body, the sickness of the body. If you don't contemplate, your delusion will take over, and you will have the desire to keep your body as long as possible, even it's not possible to do it. And when you have to lose the body, you will feel terrible. You will be hurt because you're not willing to let it happen. But if you know ahead of time that this is going to happen, and then you make preparation for that eventuality, then when it happens, it will not hurt you.
Question number 4 from London, Ontario, Canada, from Scott Gordon. What does the Dhamma say about pharmaceutical medication? I'm forced to take antipsychotics, and the medication makes me tired, sluggish for a while. It also clouds my mind. I try to detox all the time. How do I combat the tiredness? And whether taking medication is against the fifth precept about intoxication?
Medication we only take for the body. If the body is sick and it needs medication to make it well, we take that, no problem. But as far as the mind, we don't need medication for the mind. What we need for the mind is calm. And the only way to make the mind calm is to meditate, to concentrate the mind on one object, to make the mind become peaceful and calm. And then after we have the ability to make the mind calm, when it come out from that state of calm, then you should use the contemplation to teach the mind to let go of the body, so that whatever happens to the body will not hurt the mind. That's the goal of Buddhist meditation, to free the mind from suffering, from being hurt by the body illness or dissolution.
So how does he combat the tiredness? Because after he eats the medication, then he feels
Well,
tired.
if the medication is the cause of tiredness, then if you want to get rid of your tiredness, you get rid of your medication. As simple as that.
Okay. So question number 5 from LA, California, from Stalin. It is wrong to say that there is no self because one can experience an identifiable self. There is no permanent entity called self. What is experienced as self is only an impermanent, ever-changing entity. Can you comment on that, please?
Well, the concept of self is based on two parts, on the body and on the mind. We fix the body, we have a body, and then we call it a self, myself. And we also have a self in the mind. And both of these self are just delusional. It is created by the thought itself. You think the body is you, so the body becomes you. You think the mind is you, so the mind becomes you. If you study the body, you'll find that it's just a composition of the 32 parts. made from the four elements. When the body dissolves, it returns to the four elements. There's no self in the body, no self in the 32 parts, no self in the four elements. So this is one way to destroy the perception of self in the body. And to destroy the perception of self in the mind, you have to meditate to make the mind become totally peaceful, calm. When the mind stops thinking, then the notion of the self will disappear. And all that is left is just the knower. And that's the true self. But it's not the self, it's the knower, it's the mind. The mind is the knower, the one who knows. Then you will know that truly there is no self in the mind. All that is in the mind is the knowing. And all that is in the body is just the 32 parts of the four elements. So this is the way we contemplate. We study the nature of the body and the mind to see that there is no self in both of these places. The self comes from the thoughts, from the delusion, Abhijato. The delusion somehow creates the notion that there is a self. And then due to lack of wisdom, one falls into the belief that there is a self from the notion. When you get rid of the notion, when you calm the mind, the notion will disappear. Then you know the notion is just a temporary thing. The thing that is always there is the knower. That's the real thing.
So the knower is the permanent one.
Yes.
So when I experience anger or happiness, who is the one that gets angry or being happy if there's no I, me, or myself?
The delusional knower. The non-delusional knower will just know. The delusional knower will think that it is the one who experienced the anger and the pain.
So the knower, no happiness, no.
The knower just know. No, there is anger. There is pain, but it doesn't react to anger or pain.
Question number 6 from Melbourne, Australia, from Amar. Venerable Ajahn, how realistic is it to expect Sotapanna level practicing as a layman? And is there any minimum level of samadhi to reach that stage?
Everybody is entitled to become a Sotapanna if he has the right quality for it. He has to have Sila, Samadhi and Panya. So just develop Sila, Samadhi and Panya. To be sure, to be more detailed, he should be able to develop Panya, to be able to see that the body is just the composition of the 32 parts or the four elements, that there is nothing in the self, nobody in the self, in the body, nobody in the body, no self in the body. It's just a body. It's just like an automobile. The driver is not the automobile. The one who drives the body is the mind, and the mind is not the body. But due to delusion, the mind thinks that it is the body. So it becomes attached to the body. And when anything happens to the body, like when it gets sick or die, the body gets hurt, the mind gets hurt. A Sotapanna can eliminate this hurtfulness because he sees that the body is not him. Like we see the other people's body. When other people's body die, we don't cry, we don't feel anything, because we know it is not us. The same way when we look at our body, we should look at the body that it is not I, not myself. If it's gonna die, let it die. If it's gonna get sick, it's gonna be painful, let it be. If you can do this, you can become a Sotapanna.
Even as a lay person?
Yeah.
Is there minimum level of samadhi to reach that stage?
To be able to withstand the death and pain.
So is there a minimum level for that
Well,
to resist that?
Try to sit down in pain and see if you can remain peaceful, remain still, and let the pain arise and cease by itself. If you can do that, it means you had enough samadhi. You need the samadhi to let go of the pain, to leave the pain alone, and to leave death alone. If you should face death, you should still be calm as if nothing has happened. You need that kind of samadhi. Then you can let go of the body.
Sounds easy.
Try it. Try to sit and let it become painful.
It's very difficult.
And don't move your body.
I understand, Long Po. Question number 7 from Penang, Malaysia, from Stephen. May I know how keep on reciting Butto can tame the mind?
When you recite Butto, you prevent the mind from thinking about other things. And when you're not thinking about other things, your mind become calm. It can become still.
Question number 8 from Madeira, Portugal, from Philip. When doing walking meditation, one should focus only in the thought Butto, or should focus in the sensation of the feet and at the same time in the thought Butto, Butto?
Whichever method that will prevent you from thinking about other things. That's the goal of meditation. To calm the mind, you have to stop thinking. So whichever method you use that can prevent you from thinking about other things, then it is alright. You can use the mantra, just repeat the mantra, or you can focus on the body, walking left, right, look at the foot, at the feet, left foot, the right foot, just be concentrating on that only, so that you don't go think about other things. If you don't think, then your mind will become empty, peaceful, and happy. And when you sit, your mind can become fully still. When you walk, the mind cannot be fully still because the mind still has to control the body. So it cannot become still. It has work to do. If you want the mind to become totally still, you have to sit down and close your eyes. Then the mind can become still because there's nothing for the mind to do. Doesn't have to control the body.
Can Ajahn talk about Upachara Samadhi, and is it possible one enter in Upachara Samadhi while doing walking meditation?
I think he means Appana Samadhi, not Upachara Samadhi. Full concentration is called Appana Samadhi. Yeah. Upachara Samadhi is another kind of Samadhi. Upachara Samadhi is the kind of Samadhi in which you go and you experience all kinds of vision. That's the kind we call Upachara Samadhi. Appana Samadhi, the mind just becomes fully rested, fully still, no thought, nothing, emptiness, peace and happiness. This is what we call Appana Samadhi. Just like I said in the previous question, that you need to sit down. The body has to be still before the mind can be still. If the body still moves, then it cannot be still, except on very exceptional circumstances. Like when you walk and you run into a tiger, and your mind suddenly stops because you know you cannot move the body, then the mind can become fully absorbed. Otherwise, if your body moving, the mind has to work, has to control the body, has to tell the body to move. So it cannot be fully absorbed. To be fully absorbed, you have to sit down. Or if you want to be fully absorbed while you're walking, you have to walk in the jungle and hope to run into a tiger. Like one of Nong Pu Man's, Ajahn Man's disciple. He likes to walk at night. He used a lantern walking, and one night he ran into a tiger, and his mind suddenly just stopped and goes into full absorption right away. You need something to scare the mind. to get the mind inside.
After they die.
And he stood there for, he said he didn't know how long. When he came out of the absorption, the lantern that he lit with a candle all burned out. So but he still stood there in the same position before he went in. The body just remained like a statue. So the tiger doesn't know it's a body, so it leaves the body alone because it doesn't move. See, when the body doesn't move, it's like a tree, and the tiger doesn't attack a tree. You know, the tiger only attacks something that runs. You know, so he was saved. The tiger didn't do anything to him because he just stood there like a tree, like a statue.
Question number 10 from France, from Francois. I have noticed several times my search to be praised and fear for blame. How to lose this desire which makes life suffering? Thank you for your advice.
Well, first of all, you should accept that this is your weakness. This is wrong, to expect praise and to deny criticism. Secondly, once you accept this, then you should switch your attitude. You should be ready to listen to criticism and not seek praises. You have to switch your attitude. Right now your attitude is wrong, to expect praises and to deny criticism, which is the cause of your unhappiness. If you want to be happy, then you should switch your attitude. You should seek for criticism and deny praises. Or you can practice a lot of meditation until your mind becomes neutral. When your mind becomes peaceful and calm, it becomes neutral. Then it doesn't have any expectation for praises or denial for criticism. It will just remain neutral. This is the real way of correcting the problem. First, you need to make the mind calm. Second, you have to switch your attitude. Instead, you cannot control praises or criticism. They come and go. So be ready to face any one of them when they come.
So is it only when you are Sotapanna or Nakami then you are able to be free from it because the sense of self is weakened? Do you need to
You need a strong mindfulness to be able to control your reactions. See? So it doesn't matter whether you're Sotapanna or whatever. All you need is a strong mindfulness to be able to stop your reaction. If you can control your reaction, then everything is solved. See? The problem is we cannot control our reaction because we don't have strong enough mindfulness. So try to develop a lot of mindfulness to become strong, to keep the mind from reacting to praises or criticism. Just acknowledge. When somebody praises, just acknowledge there is praises. When somebody criticizes, just acknowledge there is criticism. If you have strong mindfulness, you can do that. If you don't, then your defilement will come and take over. When there is praises, it will make you feel good. When there are criticism, it will make you feel bad. Because you cannot control your defilement. See? You lack mindfulness. Mindfulness is the tool to contain your defilement, your kilesa, your lopa, your dosa.
So when I say reaction means, can we think about anyway we are going to die anyway, so it doesn't matter. Is it the right frame of mind to think?
No, just not react. When somebody says something, just listen. If you have mindfulness, you just listen. Okay, let them say anything they want. They want to scold you, let them scold you. They want to praise you, let them praise you. You just listen. If you have strong mindfulness, you can just keep the mind from reacting. See, but if you don't have strong mindfulness, then it will react right away.
Okay. Question number 11 from Toronto, Canada, from Debbie. When a person has managed to decrease their ill will and sensual desire to a certain extent, What does this person have to do in order to put an absolute end to ill will and sensual desire?
Just keep on practicing. Keep on eliminating all ill wills and sensual desire by developing strong mindfulness. When you have strong mindfulness, you can get rid of everything.
Question number 12 from Indonesia, from Aini. How to practice vitakka and vichara in meditation? And is it possible to practice vitakka vichara in daily life?
Vitakka vichara is already automatic. When you focus on your breathing, you're already doing vitakka, and when you are aware of your breathing, it is vitakka and vichara already. See, so it is automatic. You're developing vitakka vichara when you're focusing on your breathing. Like when you're breathing in, you know you're breathing in. This is vitakka vichara already. Or when you repeat a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, and you know you're repeating it, it means you already have vitakka vichara.
And how to practice in daily life?
Just keep on repeating the mantra. Because watching your breathing might not be possible when you have to do other things. But you can always recite the mantra, the Bhutto, Bhutto.
Question number 13 from Theo. I have some homosexual friends. May I ask what is the view of Buddhism on homosexuality? Is it allowed? Is it good or bad? Or how should we see homosexuality?
Homosexuality is just another sex, that's all. You have female, you have male, and you have something in between, you know. So as far as Buddhism is concerned, no problem. You can be anything. The only exception is when you want to become a monk. If you are homosexual, if you are attached to male, it can create, you can break the precept, because monks are all male. And if you ordain and live with monks and you like male, then you might have some sexual activity with the other monks. See? So we want to separate the sex, the opposite sex. You know. See, the same sex is okay because we have no attraction to the same sex. See? All male live together, there isn't any sexual activity. But if you have a homosexual, a person who is male in physical part, but female in mental part, then he will be attracted to the other male. And if they live close together, they can break the precept. So this is the reason why we not allow homosexual to ordain.
How about same marriages? So it's okay also for Buddhism? Yeah,
it doesn't matter as long as you're faithful. The third precept only deals with faithfulness, or what you call fidelity. You should be faithful to your partner, because then you will not cause any problem on yourself and to your partner. The reason why you marry because you want to be happy, right? And one of the things that will make you happy is to be faithful to one another. That's the reason why the third precept is given to prevent problem from marriage, to protect marriage, to keep marriage happy.
Question number 14. What is Buddhism's view on abortion?
All forms of killing is wrong.
So question number 15 from France, from Adelaide. She knew people around her who are troubled by spiritual beings, for example a medium who lives in a place where many people had been killed, and as a result this medium losing all his vital energy and losing his spiritual abilities. And another friend who went to Africa to help his family who passed away. He was a nice young adult with good moral conduct and no physical illnesses. But when he came back, he was possessed by hungry ghosts in the form of his mother and other women. And these ghosts want him to commit bad actions such as abusing young children and want him to commit suicide. So her question is, practicing metta and meditation are quite efficient to prevent such things so one is not getting into the situation, but what to do when one is already caught in it?
One should develop mindfulness to stop the mind from reacting to all the things that happening inside the mind. Just if the mind has strong mindfulness, it can just ignore everything that tells the mind, direct the mind to do things. The reason why people do things because they don't have mindfulness to resist. The mind don't have the resistance, and the resistance of the mind is mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, then you can just remain still, keep still, in the face of all kinds of enticement or command or forces. But if you have no mindfulness, your mind becomes weak, and it will follow what is told to do. So try to revitalize, re-energize your mind by developing mindfulness. Keep concentrating on one thing. A mantra is very good. Just keep repeating, reciting a mantra or a short phrase like Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi. Just keep repeating this. Then your mind will become still and become strong. Then it can resist everything that comes and bothers the mind.
Question number 16, a similar question from her as well. A friend whose ascendant or ancestor is someone who had killed gypsies because of the order given by the government, and as a result those gypsies send malediction or curse onto all family members and descendants for generations. And all the generation become crazy, want to kill themselves. Her friend here voices insults and everything, takes away all the energy and has no interest in charity works, etc. Meditation and reciting mantra can help him to the point that he does not commit suicide and he's living in hell and has little strength left to live. So her question is, where and how can he find help in the way of Dhamma when they need it, instead of going to see people who have practiced spiritism or exorcists, which can help them efficiently addressing their encounters, but may have wrong view? Or is there a way to get help from people practicing the right view?
Well, if you right view in Buddhism, you have to go see meditation monks. They will tell you how to deal with your situation, your mental situation. Usually just what I say, first you need mindfulness, second you need wisdom. If you have these two, you can deal with all mental problems. Mindfulness will at least stop your mind from reacting. Wisdom will tell you that everything is phenomenon. They are phenomena. They rise and cease. They are beyond your control. You cannot tell them to go away, you stay. But you can leave them alone. Once you leave them alone, then eventually they will all dissipate and disappear. So this is basically what you have to deal with your mental situation. You need mindfulness to stop your mind from reacting. You need wisdom or panya to teach your mind that everything that you react to are just something that you don't have to react to. You can leave them alone. The best way to deal with everything mental is to leave them alone. Don't pay any attention to them.
So when we are weak, actually some other energy can influence us. Like
Your defilement, the other energy is your defilement, your delusion that create all this.
Okay. Question number 17. Can a psychosis or schizophrenia have any chance to be a monk?
He has to have enough mindfulness to be able to keep the precept and perform his duty as a monk. But usually people with psychosis or psychiatric problem doesn't have enough mindfulness to be able to direct the mind to perform their duty.
Question number 18 from Indonesian born Australia. She lives in Pattaya, from Nova, Finland. How do we know as human beings the difference between performing in life in moderation, like working towards financial goal, promotion, and the greed. Is it wrong to work and save for financial comfort?
Well, see, the Buddha teaches us that there is a better form of comfort than the physical comfort. Right now we seek the physical comfort, and we think that the more we have, we will be more comfortable. But in fact, the more we have, the more uncomfortable we become mentally, because there is stress involved when you have to seek for more and more. And once you have, you want to cling to them, and this will create stresses in the mind. So you might have physical comfort, but you're creating a lot of stress, a lot of suffering in the mind. So the Buddha said you should reverse the process. Instead of seek for physical comfort, you should seek for mental comfort. And mental comfort means that you have to get rid of your desire for the physical comfort. You should just have the minimum that the physical comfort. You should just have the minimum physical comfort, which means you should just maintain your body, provide with the provide with the necessary requisite, like food, shelter, clothing, and medicine. But you don't have to have a lot of them, Just have enough to keep the body going. Then there will not be stress on your mind to seek for other things to make the body happy. Then you will have time to come and create the mental comfort. To create the mental comfort is to develop mindfulness, to sit in meditation, and to develop wisdom, to see that the real comfort is in the mind, not in the body. The physical comfort is temporary. No matter how much you have, one day you're gonna lose them all when the body dies. But at the same time, you have a lot of body comfort. You are creating a lot of mental stress, mental discomfort. So you should minimize your body comfort in order to minimize your mental discomfort. And then you also have the time to come and create the mental comfort, because besides from minimizing the physical comfort, you also need to enhance your mental comfort by practicing meditation, by developing mindfulness, and by developing wisdom. And you can only do this when you have time. You can only have time when you reduce the time you spend in creating your physical comfort. So try to provide your body comfort only at the minimum requirement. Then you will have more time to come and develop the mental comfort, which is more important and more lasting. It's long lasting, it's forever. But the physical comfort is only while you live, while the body lives. But the mind lives forever. Once you have created the mental comfort for the mind, it will stay with the mind forever.
Question number 19 from the same person. Your teaching is to let go. How can we let go when we still have dependent or other responsibilities?
Give them up to other people. Find some other people to take over. Then you can go.
Okay. Question number 20. How do we know we are still in the right path and not go?
You should only have just enough for what you need. Like clothing, if you have more than 4 or 5 sets of clothing, you have too much already. You should.
Question number 21 from Singapore, from Sian. Dear Bante, may I know if it's okay to offer meat and cooked eggs as dana, or is it wrong to do so? I.e., one should only offer vegetarian food.
No, monks are beggar. We cannot tell people what to give us. But there are things that people should not give, like raw meat or raw eggs. If they should be cooked, well cooked. Meat should be well cooked. no blood in the meat. Egg should be dry, not still fluid, because I think maybe due to health reason more than anything else. Because if you have raw meat or raw eggs, there could be bacteria or something that can cause sickness. So maybe that's the reason why the Buddha only indicate, as far as food is concerned, should be well cooked. But it can be anything. If meat, it should not be the meat that you kill yourself. If you have dead meat, then it's okay. But if you have to go kill a chicken and to offer it to a monk, and you tell the monk, I killed this chicken just specifically for you, then we cannot accept that meat. But if you buy meat from the market which is already killed, then it's no problem. You should not kill yourself or tell other people to kill for you. Like you shouldn't go to the butcher and tell him, tomorrow I need a chicken tomorrow. Then you tell him to go kill a chicken for you. This you cannot do. But if you just go to the butcher and buy whatever is there available, then it's okay. You're not committing any sin for buying dead meat. But if you tell the butcher you want him to kill for you, kill a chicken for you, so you can have it tomorrow, then this can be an offense. You do it yourself or tell other people to do, it's the same thing.
I think it's answered the next question. May I know, is it okay for lay people to eat meat and eggs? Is it wrong?
It's okay as long as you don't kill them.
Next question, the same person. I was concerned that the energy high from drinking coffee and then the subsequent energy drops and drop in concentration after caffeine effect wears out may mimic the effect of alcohol in some ways. Thus is breaking the fifth precept. Does drinking caffeinated drink, i.e. coffee, result in breaking the fifth precept?
I think the precept was given during a time there was no coffee. So we should use the common sense and study the reason why the fifth precept is produced. The reason is to protect you from hurting yourself, that's all. If you drink alcohol, it can hurt yourself because then you go hurt other people. You cannot control your thoughts, your actions. Then you can go do something bad and then it will hurt you and hurt other people. So as long as whatever you consume and does not hurt you or hurt other people, then it's all right. So cigarette is not prohibited. Chewing betel nut is not prohibited because you can still control your action and you don't go hurt other people. Except excessive smoking then can be harmful. It will harm yourself. But if you smoke moderately, like 1 or 2 or 3 cigarettes a day, this is okay, no problem.
3 more questions, is it okay?
Yeah, get it all done.
Yeah. Can we throw away Buddhist books? Because many Buddhist centers and monasteries do not accept all books, and so the Buddhist book I have been collecting in my shelf, I'm no longer reading it.
Well, Buddhist books are useful books, because someone can become enlightened from these books. So if you somehow cannot find a place to dispose, can you just keep it at home, or find a place somewhere where you can store it. Maybe one day somebody might discover it and it can be very useful to that person. I found it for me very useful because the thing that got me to come all this way is because I received a book from a friend, and by reading that book, it kind of enlightened my worldview. It makes me see things that I haven't seen before. See a different path to happiness. So Dhamma books are very, very precious. You should look at more like gold or diamonds. You should keep them. If it doesn't really hurt you to keep it because, or else wait until you find some place where they can accept old books. but don't burn or don't throw it away, because it's like throwing something very precious.
But there are many kinds of, like, not only Theravada or Mahayana. Sometimes we just collect, and then after many years we think we don't read those other tradition anymore. So
If you can keep your clothes, why couldn't you keep the Buddhist book? Your clothes is worthless than your Buddhist books.
understandable.
So you want to throw away and make room for books, then throw away your clothing that you don't use. You can give to other people who can use them.
Okay. Understand. Question number 23 from Salam Go. Dear Ajahn, may I know, is there any difference between heart and mind? If yes, can you please teach me?
It's about the same thing. It's the part that is not physical. In ourselves we have two parts, the mental, the non-physical part we call the mental, the heart. We call the mind or the heart. It's just the terminology to describe this non-physical thing. And this non-physical thing sometimes is divided into two parts, the emotional part and the intellectual part. Usually we call the mind the intellectual part, and we call the heart the emotional part. But it refers to the same thing, to the same non-physical part. Like in ourselves, we have two persons in us, the physical person and the non-physical person. The non-physical person has two attributes, emotion and intellect. The intellect we call mind, and the emotional we call heart. While the body also have the 32 parts, or have the other attributes, like have the eyes, ear, nose, and tongue. So this is just merely the composition of this non-physical part of us. Because sometimes we call mind, sometimes we call heart. It depends on what we refer to. Sometimes we refer to the intellect, we usually call it mind. Sometimes we refer to the emotional, we call it heart. Broken heart, this is emotional. When you think about something, this is intellectual. But it's the same part, but it has different attributes. Like the body, sometimes you refer to the ears, the eyes. They're all parts of the body.
Last question. To resist desire is prevention. However, karmic debts need to be settled after being trapped in desire, and how to end the mental suffering of emotions attributed to greed, aversion, and delusion thereafter when the mind itself is suffering.
You just meditate. When you meditate, when you stop the mind from thinking, from all form of mental activity will cease. And then you use wisdom to prevent it from returning. The thing that will keep the mind returning all this activity is your desire. See? So you have your wisdom, then you can resist your desire, get rid of your desire. Because you know that by following your desire is the path to disaster, not the path to peace. So you need two things. You need wisdom, you need mindfulness. This is the Dhamma path that will protect and heal the mind, make the mind whole and well. You need to have mindfulness and wisdom. Alright? I hope this will answer some of your questions. And if you have any more, if my answer isn't clear, please send in more questions, and I will try to answer it the next time.
Thank you.
This will be posted in Facebook page today and on YouTube today also.
Yeah.
But you will send them email?
Yes, I will notify them.
They can look up the date. It will be under QA and the date. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. I guess this is time for us to say goodbye. May all beings be well and happy.